Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. What the hell? That Samoan power is real, is what Martin McCauley said. That's how he described what he felt when he got hit by Joseph Parker on top of the head and his body started to go. Now the thing is, the shot that Parker landed wasn't a one-hitter quitter to put the lights out on Martin McCauley. But it was something that threw off his equilibrium. And according to Martin McCauley, he wasn't hurt. It wasn't nothing that was hard. It was just he got hit, and then all of a sudden he started to feel funny, and he couldn't control his body. So the thing is this. The thing about Samoan power. Let me tell you something. When I think about Samoan power, you know who I think about? I think everyone out here knows who I think about. And that's David Tua. When I think about David Tua, I was one bad Samoan. One bad Samoan, man. And for most people who didn't grow up with a lot of Samoan friends and stuff like that, let me tell you something. Not all, but majority of Samoans are just naturally big, strong people. Now, with me growing up, my family being from the Caribbean, I always click with cats from any Pacific Islanders, cats from Samoa and all that. Because I'd be outside eating green banana and fish and shit, and with white rice or whatever. And my boy, Junior Talapu, he lived like 2 houses down. And he saw me eating green banana and shit one day. He was like, yo, you eat that? I'm like, yeah, what you talking about? It's an island thing. And then I learned that, food isn't the same, but there's some similarities, And we used to always joke that, with the provisions and the type of diet that we have, that's what make you big and strong. But I was like, not big and strong like you Samoans. But the bottom line is, Samoans are, most big, strong people. But David Tua is the definition of Samoan power. Now, when it comes to Joseph Parker, right now, a lot of people are saying, Joseph Parker, he's running around, he's displaying the Samoan power, right? And as a result, they feel Joseph Parker, if he hits Kabayel, he's going to knock Kabayel out. But let's understand something. Does Parker have power? Okay? This is what we need to really look at and be fair. You got to be fair, right? This is the big Uso right here, Joseph Parker. 36 wins, 24 knockouts. He has 3 losses. One was by KO, Joe Joyce, we all know, but that's old news, okay? 76-inch reach, 6'4", out of New Zealand. But he turned pro in 2012, right? So he's been boxing for a while. But let's go down and let's just take a look at something, okay? Let's just take a look at something. I'm gonna condense this so we can understand what we're looking at here. I need to see the wins and losses, okay? So let's do it. Okay, right here. When he faced McCauley, he got him out of there. You got to give him credit for the knockout. When he faced Zhang, he won majority decision. He wasn't able to really hurt Zhang and to stop Zhang. Now, when we're talking about power, and if we're going to say that Joseph Parker, the big Uso, he got that Samoan power, and if he touches Kabayel, he's going to stop him. Okay. But Kabayel stopped the Big Bang Zhang, the Chinese powerhouse. Big Uso wasn't able to do it. You know why? Parker does have power, but he knows when to hold his ground and let his hands go. He also recognizes, you know what? I may need to be a bit of a boxer puncher / a little Shakur Stevenson boxer runner and get on my toes and float like a butterfly, coochie-coo myself to a decision, especially if he feels the guy he has in front of him can hurt him. And he learned with Zhang, this guy hits too hard for me to stand in front of him. Now, Kabayel stood in front of Zhang. He took Zhang's punches in them early rounds. He got a little overzealous when he had Zhang hurt from the body shots. Zhang caught him with the big Beijing boom. Hit him with that Beijing bomb, didn't he? Nonetheless, Kabayel got up, did his work, got Zhang out of there. All I'm getting at, for those who think Parker is just going to knock Kabayel out with one punch, I'm not saying he can't beat him. This is a fight. The best fighter doesn't win. It's the fighter who boxes the best on that night. Parker has all the tools to beat Kabayel. But all I'm saying, for those who are saying he's going to land the one-hitter quitter on him, the big Samoan power, yo, hold your horses. If Zhang couldn't do it, what makes you think Parker can do it? Now, let's continue moving on down the line, okay? Because Parker is now really fighting elite fighters, okay? And he's been doing that for a while, but I want to show you something. When he fought Wilder, he hurt Wilder. And that Wilder wasn't 100%, but it doesn't matter. Parker put the big beans on him. He hurt Wilder, couldn't finish him. And he hit him with a clean overhand right. He had the power to hurt Wilder, but not the power to put Wilder out. Okay? But Wilder's, at that time was considered an elite fighter. Questionable chin, but considered an elite fighter. Wilder was someone who already had a few pounds of flesh beaten out of him by Tyson Fury. So the confidence was gone. The chin was, what chin he did have was still there. Parker couldn't quite get the job done as far as a knockout. Now, then before that, he fought Simon Keane. Okay? Now, Simon Keane, most people don't know anything about him. But Parker was able to get him out in 3 rounds. So what I'm getting at is, it looks like the level of competition is going to drive whether Parker decides to display his power, hold his ground, and go all-out big Uso on his opponents. Now, before that, he fought Fega Opelu, right? He fought him, got the TKO. But then before that, he fought Jack Massey. Outboxed him, got the unanimous decision. Before Jack Massey, he fought an in the prime, an absolute machine, Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce just walked him down and got the knockout. Before that, he fought Derek Chisora, unanimous decision. Fought him again, split decision. Fought Junior Fa, got the decision. And fought Tara Winters, got a KO, and then Alex Lapai got the KO. So what I'm pointing out is, if Parker has someone in front of him who is a threat, he's not necessarily going to try to go for the knockout. And if he has someone in front of him who he feels doesn't belong in the ring with him, he'll step to him and press him. But see, he's fighting A-level guys right now. So the fact that he was able to he had the right placement on that punch from Bacoli. It wasn't supposed to happen that way. Now remember, those are Joseph Parker's words. I didn't expect to get him out of there. Of course, he came in there looking to win the fight, but he just didn't expect in 2 rounds the fight to be over. And I'm going to say this. What's meant to be is meant to be. It was meant for Parker to win that fight. If that fight went 12 rounds, Parker, I think, still would have won, because what's meant to be is meant to be. But that sometimes, man, the stars just line up in a fight. And he was able to get that shot off the top of the head of Bacoli and tranquilize him. Fighting Kabayel. Kabayel is about the same height as Parker. Kabayel has a different style. I am telling you that it's going to be, I think, a more difficult fight for Parker. Because Kabayel is another one. He will box. But this is what I'm going to point out. For those of you who don't really understand Kabayel, Kabayel will fight dirty. All right? Against Zhang, he didn't do it that much. But if you watch some of the clinches, he's grabbing his neck, he's twisting his arm, putting his forearm and shit into Zhang's neck. Zhang's complaining to the ref. He wasn't complaining because he get hit to the body. He was complaining about the roughhouse tactics coming from Kabayel. Now, Kabayel, he was a very subdued version of himself against Zhang as far as his roughhouse tactics. But him against Frank Sanchez, go watch that fight. And you see how Kabayel, look, he can box. I'll give him credit, but he's a pig too. When he fights Joseph Parker, I'm going to be very interested to see if the big Uso is going to be able to control his emotions. Because I think Kabayel is going to do any and everything he has to win that fight. Whether it's headbutting, elbow, twisting arms, when they get in the clinches, grabbing him around the neck. And you watch Joseph Parker, he's going to have to not lose his cool and fly off the handle. because Kabayel knows how to win. And for those of you who are saying, nah, man, well, you're pro Parker, I get it. But I tend to believe some of these sparring stories I hear. And there's two guys in particular, when they talk about sparring, who look simple, but there's something special about them. And the two fighters at the heavyweight division they talk about Martin McCauley and Kabayel. So for Joseph Parker, with that Samoan power, he's gonna really have to land something. I'm like some kind of Herculean type shot on Kabayel to discourage him, because Kabayel's been out here putting in work with all the elite heavyweights for quite some time and really having them reach for their shit. Where they even come out, and all of them talked about it. They say, yo, when they first sparred him, they were like, what the hell? They say he just stays on you and he keeps coming. He's relentless. His sole purpose is to annihilate you. And they say he looks super simple. They said, but there's nothing simple about Kabayel. And for those who know him, said they're not surprised that Kabayel is just out here chopping people down like a lumberjack. My thing is, if he gets in there with the big Uso, with the Samoan power, is he going to be able to stand up to all that low and that green banana and all that shit? They're going to be able to stand up to that because Joseph Parker is big, strong, and he's fighting for something different, man. Andy Lee, I don't know what. Joseph Parker, Andy Lee, and the guy, George Lockhart, whatever his name is. I don't know what they have going on, but they got something good going on because Parker is doing the business. But at the end of the day, and I'm going to just throw this out there, I hope that they have random blood and urine testing. Because you see, now that I know Parker he has worked with Usman Sindjav before. But it seems like he's with the Lockhart guy now, right? The Lockhart guy seems to have a clean nose in the MMA world, over here in boxing. No negative stigmas attached to his name. So you got to give Crawford the benefit of the doubt, just saying the reason why Crawford has been winning is because he's worked hard and he has somebody with an amazing brain when it comes to conditioning, diet, supplementation. Now, Kabayel, on the other hand, I don't know what his story is. But Joseph Parker, from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round, he can put his foot on the gas. But he's not going to upshift into fifth gear and go in fifth gear the entire fight. He may hit fifth gear, downshift to third gear. He may get down to second. He may go back up to fourth gear. He may hit fifth gear, then downshift again. That's what you expect to see from these heavyweights. Changing speeds, changing levels, right? All boxers, that's what you expect to see. Now, the little small guys, you expect them to come in there, shift to fifth to sixth gear, and just all the way to the end of the fight, right? Because they have endless motors. But that damn Kabayel, I need to do more research on this. And Parker and his team need to be careful. I don't know how Kabayel, at his size, from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round or whenever the fight stops, keep his foot on the gas and throw punches and bunches. Let me tell you, that is impressive. So impressive that I got to stop and say, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid, Kabayel. Yo, this man out of Germany has risen out of obscurity and is out here knocking out people like Zhang. He hits that hard to the body. All these heavyweights' bodies are so weak that they can't take a body shot. I know it's a concentrated attack. I know it's a targeted attack on the body. But Kabayel is that strong that he knocks out Makhmudov, that he knocks out Frank Sanchez, and now he knocks out the Beijing Bomb, the Bing Bang Zhang, the General Soul's chicken. I don't know. And all I'm saying, if he comes in, he knocks out Parker, the big Uso with that Samoan power, you got to stop and ask the question, what exactly is going on? But I don't know. Maybe Kabayel is just disciplined, 100% committed to the sport, and as a result, he performs the way he does. Because that conditioning doesn't just happen in a training camp. I'm 49. I'm 260 right now, right? when I used to box between 160 and 200 pounds, I used to run, man, for like an hour and 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Up through mountains and not get tired. I used to, matter of fact, on the way up, I'd pace myself. On the way down, I would sprint. Okay? And a lot of people used to be amazed at that shit, but it didn't happen overnight. So now I'm not 160 or 200 pounds anymore. I go out here and I run for about an hour and 20 minutes. Up hills, then come back down. No, I don't sprint shit anymore. Those days are over. But I don't get tired. My legs get sore because I got all kind of arthritis and all kind of shit wrong with me, man, from just years of working out and exercising. I got tears in my shoulder. I've had surgery. But I set a pace, breathe through my nose, and I'm out. And I don't get tired. I don't get winded. I do lives while I'm jogging and talk the whole time. But the thing is, that conditioning that I have, it's not something that I just developed yesterday. That's from years and years, man, of working out to where even now at almost 50 and 60 pounds heavier, that I can still go out there, man, and put the work in. I'm not as fast as I used to be and all that, but I can still go do it with no problem. I'm not even tired. It's just the body hurts. So when I watch Kabayel, I got to give him credit and say, you know what? He's still active. He's young. He's putting in that work. He could have that outstanding stamina and conditioning. It could just be natural. But we're going to find out what's really going on, because I really feel they're going to push Agit Kabayel onto Joseph Parker. And let me tell you something. If he can beat Joseph Parker, if he can beat Agit Kabayel, if Joseph Parker, the big Uso, can beat Agit Kabayel, I'd have to give him more credit for that win than the win over Wilder, than the win over Zhang, and the win over Bakoli. Because Kabayel has proven to be the boogeyman at the heavyweight division right now. Dubois is another one. If he can get through Kabayel, and then I think Dubois is going to beat Usyk. So for those of you who don't know, and if somehow you end up fighting Dubois for the undisputed, and he beats Dubois, you got to put some respect on Joseph Parker's name, because those will be two huge wins. And right now, currently, those are the two boogeymen in the division. But they got guys like y'all don't know, like Jalalov coming along. Y'all better listen to those names. They got a guy named Jalalov who's out there. And once he starts getting his opportunities, man, it's gonna get real hard for these guys, because they got some guys coming up. Y'all know about the Thomas and the other one, but they got a guy named Jalalov, man, who is a problem. He just needs his opportunity. Anyway, Martin McCauley, when he got hit by Parker, he said, "What the hell?" My boy said, "What the hell?" He said when he got hit, he didn't know what was going on. His body, he said he's feeling all right. He just had no control over his body. As that Parker scrambled he short-circuited and scrambled his brain. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Joseph Parker, Samoan power. He's got the power and he can box, which is a plus. But that David Tua, that was the real Samoan that put on a display of that Samoan power. That shit was crazy. And you know what? On a whole other subject, which I'm going to end this video, right? Wouldn't it have been nice to see David Tua fight Mike Tyson? I hear people saying, "Oh, Mike Tyson would have knocked David Tua out." Who? How? Y'all get out of here. Tyson can hit. But David Tua was a beast, man. Just come out here saying Tyson would have knocked David Tua out? Nah. Okay. What if Tyson hit Tua? What if Tua hit Tyson? Tua had a chin. He was strong. So, anyway, that's a whole other conversation, but it would have been a good fight. But that being said, y'all keep cool. Yo, man, shout out to Joseph Parker and Agit Kabayel, because both of those guys, they're like the underdogs out there, man, and it's a bit smaller than some of the other giants, and they just keep putting in that work and winning. But we're going to find out, man, just how special the Kabayel's German engine is with his conditioning, and we're going to find out how good Joseph Parker's New Zealand Samoan power is when the two of them square off. That's really what's going to be, the Samoan power against the German engine. That's what it's going to boil down to. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.